disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. And we are live. And yes, we're broadcasting from the shop, Sky's the Limit Smoke Shop, 3925 East Olympic Boulevard. And we happen to be open today. Yeah, we took Mother's Day off. So we decided to come in today, and I actually had the day off, but I stuck around. So the shop is open. We are on duty. Get this live going. Boom. All right. Dropping our silent intro. What's up, Jonaside? Cheers to you, brother. We got Garrel in the house. Tina C. What is going on, y'all? Garrel, it was a surprise to see you on with Jessica Jones this morning. Super cool. And also your other half, Chiro Sounds. What's up, PNW Rush? We are live from the shop on our day off, but the shop is open. I know it sounds a little confusing, but I guess I could try and explain. We had Mother's Day yesterday, and there's a lot of mothers in my family. So, we had to celebrate, and we did. We had a fun time at the park, good vibes. And so we decided to open today, and here we are. Yeah, I thought I'd touch base and say what's up to you all out there. Hopefully you're having a good start to your week. And yeah, we'll get into a little Bigfoot news, maybe some alien news. Heads up. Whoa. Let's see. What happened? Why isn't our audio? Can you hear me? Let's see. What's up with our effects? We're gonna set a bomb off here. I'm not hearing it. Let's see. Someone let me know if you could hear me. Yeah, because I can't hear. Maybe because there we go. How about this? We're gonna try another. There we go. Now I hear it. Yeah. Had to touch a button here. Started to freak me out. What's up, Andrew? Good to see you here, brother. Brother Roger up in the house as well. Yeah, 5 p.m., a little past 5 p.m. on the West Coast here. Yeah, we hit 82 degrees. And don't worry, you're not having deja vu. I'm just keeping certain shirts in rotation. I think I wore this one last week. One of my favorites. And you probably have seen me wear it before. Kitty Cattywhack, welcome on in. All right, we got some people coming in today. Monday, it's popping off. Yes, again, the shop is open, folks. So if you're in the area and was wondering, people still come by, even though they know the shop is closed. People still come by on Mondays. Yeah. So today, what do we got? We have a new report. We're going to go ahead and put our disclaimer up, our Bigfoot warning. Let's see, where do we have that? We got that somewhere around here. Here we go. One second. There it is. Bigfoot warning. We know who runs this website, and we're using it for the information. We want to be informed of any Bigfoot activity, especially recent reports. And yeah, I got a new one for you all. Maybe some of you have checked it out already. So we'll do the usual. We'll pull up some of these websites, some of these maps, and see what's going on in the Bigfoot world. And Ohio. So our last stream, we touched on a couple of reports out of Ohio again. And it's interesting because the Ohio Bigfoot Conference just happened just a few days ago, right? I missed that one. I had never been to the Ohio Bigfoot Conference or any other conference in any other state for that matter. But there it is. It was May 2nd And of course, I'm sure the flap that happened last month, I would imagine that'd be the talk of the conference. And yeah, I think Steve Coles spoke there. Salute to Steve. Alex Pedikov. Salute to Alex. And I'm not sure of the rest of the lineup, but I'm sure it was a lot of fun. And so, yeah, it looks like they got some reports maybe after. When were those BFRO reports, those Ohio ones? We'll take a look here in a bit. So the conference was on the 2nd. And I would imagine that the conference would have people not only in the state, but in the area, maybe the county, people who attended on alert, listening to the speakers and stuff like that. And maybe I'm sure there was some sources where they could report their sightings or encounters and all that. And so I would imagine there'd be a little bump in reports, but it's interesting because those reports were from I think that the same day we might have been reading, no, not the same, a few days from when we read the reports, but it made me feel like, is this Ohio Bigfoot flap still happening? Had me questioning. And yeah, hopefully one day we get to attend one of these conferences. You'd have to sneak me in, get me a pass, get me a VIP pass somehow. Black market. Yeah, just kidding. So yeah, let's hop right into it while we can. Yeah, heads up. So we might get some customers coming in. We've had a few come in today, which is all good. We appreciate the business. And we'll just have a quick look at the Bigfoot mapping project. This version of the mapping project, because yeah, we've kind of discovered, I don't know how that happened. I think maybe, I don't know, maybe they upgraded the website now. We heard about the app having issues, and even on this particular map that we pulled up, we've noticed little things that we've pointed out. Sometimes reports popping up in other countries, reports doubling up, and of course bogus reports. I think that's the last one. I don't see any green or this orange report we read last, and that's not too far from Garrel. Like there's Peoria again. We'll point that out. And this was the cinnamon toast crunch colored Bigfoot that they described, which I think might have been a bogus report. And yeah, there hasn't been anything new added over here, but switching to their other map that we recently pulled up. And again, I'm not sure. This may be the app, and I'm not signed in. And again, I'll point out that you could upgrade to Pro. So yeah, I figured this has got to be the app, right? And again, fresh reports dotted with a red dot over on this map, and it just has so much more data to look at. And so yeah, we're gonna get used to this map here. So dropping the squatch a bit, I could see some red dots already popping up. There's some bunch of green ones. I'm not sure what the green ones mean on this particular map. But yeah, I don't know. Some of these look kind of light orange. These look a little darker red. So could it be that there's a whole lot more reports coming in over on this app map over here? So I don't know. We could give it a test. We did read one report on the last stream. And so again, I'm not used to this map. So let's just click here. Look, this is not far. A little north of, still kind of in SoCal there. And it pops up this little sidebar over here. It gives you the coordinates. You can even get directions. And here's the date. So it's a 2024 September fall distance to water. It gives you all these different bits of information, which is super cool. And the report seems pretty short. It says, before I could chamber around, he was gone. I never saw anything so big move so fast. And so no footprints, height 9 feet, no offspring. They describe it as a male, and it did vocalize. So where's our squatch? And we got some wood knocks on this one too. Stepped on that first wood knock. So yeah, we'll be looking at these reports more. I'll be diving deeper into this map and to try and get a better feel. And again, we'll be working on, maybe we'll hit the upgrade. Could we afford the upgrade? I hear it's like $10 a month, I think. And I believe the Bigfoot Mapping Project also takes donations. I still haven't figured that out. And Sandra Piper, good to see you. Juliana McGill, Lori Ladd, 777. And I think Lori Ladd's going to be on later on tonight. Feel free to share a link to that. And so, yeah, the fresh new report, let's head on over. And this is one of the main reasons why we put up our warning and disclaimer a second ago. And so, yeah, we have read these reports here. So the 2 May, Ohio reports, here they are, both from Jefferson County Class Bs. And I'm just going to take a quick look at the dates on this one. So that one was May 1st. So that would have been before the conference, correct? Because the conference was on the 2nd, was it? And then the other report, let's see, is this second one here, and this one was March 31st. Okay. All right, heading back over, let's see. The newly added report, this one's a Class A, so May 2026, and this one's out of Washington State, Scamania County. Yeah, we hear so much from Washington State. Shout out Kaiju Ninja. And today we were supposed to have a guest, but we went ahead and pushed it a little further since yesterday was Mother's Day. And we were set to be on today. And I'm super excited for this guest. So we're going to push it back. We're going to try and push it maybe till next Monday. I'm not sure. We'll try to make it happen before that. We're just going to let things flow and fall into place. So a heads up, we have another guest lined up. So I'm excited for that. And I won't mention who it is. But it's going to be another good one. Trust me. Yeah, this is another. It's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. So stay tuned for that, folks. And what else? Let's get into this report. Scamania County, Washington, report number 80159, Class A, submitted by witness Gail K. On Sunday, May 10th, 2026, recent daylight sighting by motorists along Wind River Highway north of Carson. And the year 2026, spring, May, Friday was the day on that. Of course, state Washington, Scamania County, location details 1 to 2 miles south of Hemlock Road. Nearest town is Carson. Nearest road is Wind River Road. And observed, I was driving in the Gifford Pinchot, or Pinchot, however you'd like to pronounce that, National Forest. They misspelled that. And Gifford Pinchot, high on my list. I hope to make it there one day. I've heard so much about it. Last time I was a little confused on what state it was in exactly. I wasn't far, but I was confused if it was on the Washington or the Oregon side of things. But Kaiju Ninja, I think, actually cleared that up for us. And yeah, so here we go. Gifford Pinchot National Forest on Wind River Road, approximately 1 to 2 miles south of Hemlock Road, north of Carson. I noticed debris falling from the bank of the road and a large boulder in the ditch. I looked up the embankment to see what may have caused it. I was traveling about 50 miles an hour, so the viewing was very brief. I saw a reddish brown furry figure standing at the edge of the embankment. The terrain behind it was heavily forest. It says forestation, heavy forestation. There we go. I thought it said heavily. Heavy forestation. I like how you said that. Because I was driving, it is hard to say the height, and I did not see a face. I may have had its, or it may have had its back to me, but it was standing upright and definitely not human or a bear. Very interesting. And being that it's in Washington, Scamania County, you know what it probably is. Also noticed my original instinct was that the boulder had been pushed down the embankment. Other witnesses, I was by myself, but there was someone jogging down the road about 100 feet south of where I saw it. Yikes. But that makes you wonder too. Someone jogging. So I'm figuring this is maybe daytime. Uh, so if you're gonna think hoax, maybe the dude jogging away was part of it. But who knows? Wonder if the jogger's seen anything. We'll have to keep an eye out for many reports from this area from many joggers. And other stories, it says no. I just know that there have been sightings in this region. I was not looking for Bigfoot, but this was the only explanation for what I saw. Time and conditions around 12 noon. It was about 65 degrees and clear. The environment, edge of road with heavy forest behind it. The embankment was maybe 20 feet high with reddish brown soil. I was traveling south, and the sighting was to my east. So there's the follow up there. And yeah, this is a freshly added report to the BFRO there. And let's see what else. Bigfoot news. What else we got? Last night, I was watching and, hung out with the moms. Shout out to all the moms out there once again. Happy Mother's Day. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And so over on the posts, yeah, there's Sierra the Seal. I'm telling you, the wildlife in Cali has been off the hook, people. Bears, mountain lions, squatches, and bears. We're missing the squatches. But yeah, no, here you go. A bear running through Altadena. And we had seen, where was it? The other day in Pasadena, which is right next to Altadena, this mountain lion. There we go. Sorry about that. I didn't have that pulled up. I remember the mountain lion in Pasadena. Well, over in Altadena, right here, there was a bear running loose. So the mountain lions, the bears have been running loose through the foothills here. Watch out, folks. And this was a nice one from Parliament of Owls. Yeah, recommended channel for sure if you love wildlife. And he captures all the wildlife happening in these mountains here. And a mother mountain lion and her yearling. And it was just a rad video to see these cats. And perfect for Mother's Day. It's funny. Ma Dukes is a Leo, so she's our lion, and we're her cubs. Rawr. Let's see what else. I wanted to share. This was a very interesting one, folks. Shout out to Doug. And Doug, I do have to get back to you, senor, and I will. I've been thinking about it, really letting it set in. They had Bill Munns on, and I forget the name of the guest here. They have his name up on the thumbnail there, but it was 3-hour video. and I kind of went to sleep. It was weird. Woke up in the middle of the night, was up for a bit. So I popped on something to watch, and this was it. Some very, very interesting information. Of course, having to do with the film and all that. So I check that out if you're interested. Still into the whole Patterson Gimlin situation. Yes, I'm still following it. And let's see. Maybe the jogger was being tracked by Bigfoot, says PNW Rush. Yeah, very possible. And then I got to throw it out there. There was, first of all, let's get into a couple of things from this podcast last night. And so this is over on Untold Radio, the PGF Bigfoot Controversy. So it was hot, folks. And anyone out there check this out yet? Sandra Piper probably did. Let's see. So a couple of things that stood out to me, and I'm gonna go back and listen again because I kind of fell asleep towards the end. So I don't know if I fully finished watching, and I obviously didn't watch because I was laying down towards the end. So I have to rewind, and yeah. So there was one particular situation that they brought up in that talk, and it was the IMAX footage. Who knows? Anyone familiar with the IMAX footage? And forever, a lot of people, I was pretty convinced. I was like, man, it's possible it's a Bigfoot. And people thought maybe had a little young one on its back. And I remember, I want to say it was a few years back, someone had pointed it out. And I'm sure I probably remixed that video in a short here, as I did a bunch of Bigfoot videos that were out online. The IMAX footage. Yeah, you could probably look it up and it should pop up. People did breakdowns of it. And Doug Hychek, I guess, threw some bread at it and came up with some really good results. And he shared those results last night on that stream. And it was a mind blower. Yeah, it blew my mind. And yeah. So, and because of the footage, because I had already heard a few years back that it was a dude, one of the cameramen, actually taking footage of the wildlife and his backpack. So I always had that in mind. And last night it was just confirmed 100%. So check that out if you're into figuring out if Bigfoot videos are real or not. And Midwest Night Watchers sharing a link there. Thank you, Gerald, for that, senor. And another thing that came up during that podcast was, Mr. Dave. Y'all know who Dave is. Dave's not here. So Doug brought it up. I'll let you all watch. You have to check it out. But it was just a mind blower, and I had to take note of that because I've heard things before. And this situation was just kind of like, oh, yeah, okay. And so if you check it out, you'll know what I'm talking about. And we'll just, we'll end that there. Ooh, I see the homies out there. And we had another homie chilling who's a musician, and I just got to know him. And we're going to be having him around here in the shop a lot more. And he's been actually working with a lot of my favorite artists. So people who I, musically have looked up to, hip hop artists and stuff like that. This cat is working with them. And I just seen another friend go by, and he's a pretty good musician as well. Well-known musician. And it's funny. Surprised he didn't stop by. But anyway, maybe he thought the shop was closed. It's Monday. Yeah. So Juliana says, Fish and Game know me personally, zooming their star commission meetings monthly. Right on, Juliana. And yeah, another thing the other night, it was on Jessica Jones's show. They had a gentleman on, and he's I believe he's originally from down south, but he stays out here now in Laguna Beach. was a pretty long show, 3 hours. They were rocking. Um, and he brought up some things. I think there was like some shape shifting creatures and stuff like that that had been brought up. Dogman was being brought up, and for some reason, I was kind of like listening in and out and tapping in. And then I don't know if he had brought up some encounters that had happened in Laguna, and maybe I got confused with some of the Dogman talk that was happening, and they got these weird audio sounds too. I don't know what the heck that was. I know the guy is a musician himself, a well-known musician who actually mentioned he played he played with Tito Puente, the Mambo King. Oh yeah, and actually my grandfather has played with Tito Puente, the Mambo King. Actually, there's a video on YouTube. I should pull it up tonight, right? But I'll have to do that maybe on another one. But yeah, there's footage out there of my grandpa rocking with Tito Puente, and so that was cool that he mentioned that. And yeah, so who knows? I was like, man, well, he's an audio dude. Maybe he's got some instruments or some sort of something on, or maybe something's going off in his house. But it's pretty weird. But yeah, that dog man. So I was like, oh, you know what? And I had sent this to Jessica because I just felt like it, and I mentioned it in the chat. I was like, hey, there's a dog. I believe we had read a dog man report out of Laguna Beach. It was Orange County. And I was like, yeah, we did that during a live stream because I don't really read Dogman reports, but we had read a few. And Juliana, you might have been here for that because I know you had caught some of those and were like, yeah, read some more of those Dogman reports. And so this is using the Project Darkwood cryptid map. And we're already down here in Southern California. So where is it? Right here. So there's Laguna Beach. You can see Laguna Beach there. And Laguna Beach is also known for UFO activity. And I'm sure the whole rest of the coast anywhere. Uh, but Laguna Beach in particular, actually, some of the people I go sky watching there with have go there sometimes. They actually took me to Black Star Canyon in Orange County, which has a lot of pretty trippy history. Definitely some stuff going on there, vibes, and we're sky watching there and had quite a few things show up. So that was, definitely a good spot. And I'd love to. I think did we go back twice? I think I might have hit Black Star Canyon twice. So if you're in Orange County, or if the gentleman is listening, because they were, I think they might have been like thinking about certain places in Orange County. And so Black Star Canyon, a Bigfoot dwarf recommended. And that also leads to, I believe, Mount Palomar and connects to the Cleveland National Forest. So you got National Forest right there. And there's been like Bigfoot reports out of Mount Palomar, as they say it's private land because there's an observatory there. And so maybe the Bigfoots feel safe there, or other cryptids. I don't know. But it was interesting to read this report. And I believe it's this one here. Yeah. So if you go to this webpage, you can see it was November 2009, 11:30 p.m. and State Route 133, Laguna Beach, California. And witness name Rich. And there it is. I'm not going to reread this report, but it was a very interesting one. I believe they described 3 of them. And a guy was driving by. And so anyway, it reminded me of that and thought I would share that out. And I did. And then thank you, Sovereign Cosmic Wildman, for confirming that. Yeah, he was in the chat. And luckily he was there the night we read this report during the stream, and he was able to confirm that last night during the stream also. So thank you for that, Wild Man. And where is Wild Man? He's probably at work somewhere. We're gonna send one out for Wild Man. He'd appreciate that. And yeah, so that's what we got going on the cryptid tip. Let's see. Anything else? Oh, what am I? I had put something here. I abbreviated it. Now I have no idea what I meant by it. I did jot down a few notes. Anyway, let's get out of here. Let's hop back in the studio. Boom. Let's see what the chat is saying. All right, Tyler, what up, buddy? Cheers to you, bro. Welcome on in. And we see Mikey up in here. Who else? Juliana. I want to see what Juliana is saying. Dogman fascinates me unless it was being a total, a total peach. I'd be cool. Let's see. I'd be cool seeing one and saying hi. Yeah, and and people are talking more that these things aren't as terrifying or as dangerous, which I'm like, bruh, hold up.
Bruh.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. That one I'd have to have a really good distance, And like same thing goes with Bigfoot. Like, yeah, we feel like maybe some of us feel like, oh man, they're like, maybe not as dangerous as they seem, or I have no idea. I can't tell you. But I know there's people out there that could tell you. Do I believe them? No. But, it makes me wonder. It'd be nice to know if a Bigfoot was gonna be nice or not, But I think it's like a wild animal too. You don't know. You don't know if the next person is gonna, flip out on you or do something crazy. Right? People are unpredictable, especially these days. So I would imagine probably can't tell what Sasquatch is thinking, bro. Let's see. Tyler says, I was on boots on the ground today at a location I've never been to and found two Bigfoot tree structures like teepees within less than 10 minutes from each other. Good find, bro. Maybe they left you a sign. I love finding structures. It's one of the main things I look out for. Is it, it's not proof. Is it a sign? Very possible. And actually, yesterday I was talking to mom about this stuff. Yeah, I talked to my mom about Bigfoot and all that too. Yeah, it was a good time. Mother's Day. Talked about all sorts of stuff. Everything we talk about here, I talk about with the family, even grandma. And oh man, they had some good input and so much love to them. And even Pops as well. I bring it up with my brother, my sisters, everyone knows. I'm really glad they're on board with all this stuff as well. And that I could talk to him about it. Where was I going with this? I don't know. Anyway, what's up, Gustavo? Good to have you in here, bro. And yes, they had empanadas yesterday, Argentine empanadas with chimichurri. Can you believe it? They had cheese ones as well. So check this out. Yeah, by my brother's place, it's an Argentine Mexican carniceria meat market. So they do all the, I'm sure they do this Milanese sandwiches, Milanesa sandwiches, empanadas, and other goods. A bunch of Argentine products as well, Mexican products, and yeah, it's called Tito's. Tito's. So I saved one for you, Gustavo. Tanzi. Greetings, Elder Medicine Bear Claw. Welcome on in. And Elder Medicine Bear Claw, just a heads up before any, and we don't, force anyone to make donations or whatever, but that you already know. It's up to you. And Elder Medicine Bear Claw has been very generous and kind. And we have also been behind the scenes. Y'all don't need to know all our business, right? But she comes through. But I do want to share this again in case, because there's been others, and we thank you all for sharing. Yes, your blessings with us, and we do our best to do the same back. And so this is the Rumble wallet. And it's the best way to, I think at the moment, to help your content creators. Or if you're a content creator, you might want to get a Rumble wallet so your supporters can help you. And because I'll bring it up again, YouTube has made it very difficult to receive the help that we've gotten. And yeah, it's just really complicated. So that kind of sucks. But we appreciate the help, and especially if you want to say something like in the super chat or whatever. If you want to, specifically say something, and all you got to do is put it in big letters, and I'll try and read it, do my best if I catch it. But that helps with the super chat. It pops more. It makes it easier to see. And Wagwan Rich Shot tapping in. What up, bro? Glad you're here. Hope you're having a good Monday. And again, no pressure ever, but check this out, folks. Look it up, Rumble Wallet. And, a lot of people have Rumble as a backup in case anything were to ever happen on this side of the internet. All right. So, yeah, they take 30% as well, right? Is it still 30% or do they take more now or do they take less? And there's been some creators that have been actually, I believe, demonetized. What happened there? Yeah, I heard some things happening in the YouTube world lately, so heads up, folks. All right, let's see here. I have no idea where we're going next, but we're gonna make ourselves bigger like that. And what is next? I don't know. I think that might be it. Let's see. No, it's not. What's up, bro? Sí, ahí. Hey, $1. Sodas for $1. All right. We got a couple customers here. So heads up. I'll keep it rolling here. I think I could handle this. They decided to pass. They didn't like our selection. Maybe they got scared. Sometimes the hair kind of throws people off. Sometimes it's welcoming. They're like, oh, yeah, we got dreadlocks man up in here. I feel at home. But other people are like, uh-oh. Who's this guy? Yes, we got more stuff. Let's see. Let's not forget. Let's see. All right. 1 second. Missing hiker. Yeah, out of a national park. National Park News. Let's see here. Glacier National Park. And yeah, this one did not end well, folks. Let's see. Oh, we got a video on this one. So let's check it out. We're going to go ahead and play this video. This is NBC Montana. And this was, let's see, Thursday, May 7th, 2026 at 6:03 p.m. when this was posted. Updated Friday, May 8th, 2026 at 4:46 a.m. So we'll have a quick listen here. I think it's a short one. Looks like 25 seconds. Let's pop this up like that.
A push alert on your cell phones. The body of a missing hiker was discovered on Wednesday afternoon in Glacier National Park.
So she started out the push alert on cell phones. So I wish I would have caught whatever she was talking about before that. And don't forget, folks, there is a SOS feature on most new phones.
Bad news here. Officials say the hiker died from injuries consistent with a bear encounter. Search and rescue located the victim along the Mount Brown Trail in a densely wooded area with downed timber. So be sure to tune back to our live broadcast at 10 o'clock when we'll bring you additional information.
Yeah. Wow. So it looks like possible signs of bear predation. 1 second. Boom. Sorry about that. So possible sounds like bear predation and very unfortunate. I think there was also, where was it? It was recent and it was also a brown bear attack, if I'm not mistaken. And it was two victims. It was a 28-year-old hiking with I want to say a teenager. And they were airlifted, and there was very, very little news. I actually have here. Let's look it up. Let's look it up. Give me 1 second, folks. We'll pull that report right up here. I'll keep myself in the small circle there. Y'all chop it up in the chat. TJ, welcome on in. What's up, brother? Good to see you here. Touching touching on some recent wildlife and national park news here. So give me 1 second. I'm going to pull up my channel again. And perfect. We're in the post still. So it should be down here a bit. Right here. So let's check this out. And this is KBZK, Bozeman, Montana News. And we'll pop this up like that. And
the Park Service is saying it now believes a sow and 2 or 3 cubs.
And again, I didn't get the date on this, but I want to say a few days ago.
Not these bears, but like them, was involved in the attack that injured 2 hikers, aged 28 and 14 years old. There's no word the park is trying to identify or track the bears.
They live large in our imagination. They're scary.
I'm in an area near Biscuit Basin. It's actually just beyond the trees over here, and it's part of the area that's closed after this bear attack. Now, I spoke with several people who live in West Yellowstone, who are in the park on almost a daily basis, guiding or hiking on their own. They tell me they have very little information on this bear attack, and that's somewhat unusual, they say. For instance, how did the encounter with the bear, or possibly more than one bear, occur? Were the hikers equipped with bear spray? Did they get a chance to use it?
Even when these incidents occur, they really are still fairly rare. There are a lot of people that are sharing the landscape and sharing trails with bears every day in this area around Yellowstone.
Social media video shows bear tracks in the area where the injured hikers were found and the helicopter rescue. The extent of their injuries is unknown, but it could be that the investigators are unable to speak with the victims just yet.
The risks of a dangerous encounter with a bear are real, and they're never going to be zero. But there is a lot we can do to minimize those risks.
Fuente Villa of the Grizzly and Wolf Discovery Center in West Yellowstone says you can minimize your risk by being alert, hiking in groups, make plenty of noise, and carry bear spray.
It is relatively easy to use and easy to use under difficult circumstances. When you spray it, you want to make sure you're spraying it in a way where the bear has to move through the cloud in order to get to you. So that's a little bit different than what you would use for personal defense pepper spray or a firearm. We also recommend that people use short bursts. Don't just empty the canister. That allows you to repeat those short bursts until the bear changes its behavior. And then if the bear is within that 20 to 30 foot range, you can spray it in the face.
Once you know the best way to use bear spray, there's an added benefit.
And if people are carrying bear spray and confident in it, then it also means that they're less likely to panic or be scared or do the wrong thing if they have a close encounter with a bear.
In Yellowstone National Park, I'm John Shearer for MTN News.
All right, there's that. And let's see, what the heck is going on over on, there we go. My monitor was behind a bit there, threw me off. Lead repellent, says Juliana. Oh yeah, that'll work. Right caliber too, right? Where's my there it is. There's my lead. Yeah, so some tips there, folks. Yeah, be aware. It's just the wildlife seems to be not given you know what. So got to be really careful. We've been touching on a lot of stories just out of Southern California, not to mention the rest of the state of California. And yeah, pretty weird. All right, we're going to switch gears now. We're going to get into, we've been touching on not super deep diving, but we went down a little bit into the missing, whatever you want to call it, scientists. I know there are not all scientists, but the missing and unalived scientists. And so I'm still following all that. And And really quick, Elder Medicine Bear Claw, did you notice? I did find also, I did search good inside the bag and I found the dream catcher. I wanted to show you that. Thank you again. Yeah, so we've been following that, and behind the scenes, I've been really following it. And there was a few other things that I wanted to point out. Maybe soon we'll touch base on that whole topic again. But with that came up the subject of UFOs, UAPs, extraterrestrials, and whatever aliens, and so it does. I kick those topics around my head in my world, and sometimes we bring it up here. And yes, recently I had seen over on News Nation. I've been following some of their posts and some of their broadcasts. And I don't know if some of you remember, but the Chandra Levy case. Yeah, Chandra Levy. And that totally, I was like, oh, yeah, I remember that. I do follow like cold cases. I'm into true crime as well as we have so much of it happening outside, all around us here. Um, it's crazy. But so I do follow this stuff and cold cases and things like that. Some of you know, I actually chat with some of you behind the scenes about things like this. And there's been some updates on some really cold cases uh, that were here out of Southern California. And so with this one was interesting because News Nation actually had her parents on, Chandra Levy's parents, and the title, I think it was even in the title, is what really caught me. Might have been the whole thumbnail or something, but they were, um, I guess, mentioning the possibility of their daughter's demise having to do possibly with these UAPs, UFOs, and I was like, what? Where? And then I also questioned like interesting timing when this is, all coming out. So I'm gonna share a quick Brave search here. Let's see. It says on the 25th anniversary of Chandra Levy's disappearance on May 2001, her parents, Susan and Robert Levy, appeared on the News Nation to suggest their daughter's unaliving may have been linked to UFOs and government secrecy. They speculate that Levy, who had a relationship with then Rep. Gary Condit, may have been killed because she knew sensitive information about UFOs, noting that Condit served on the House Intelligence Committee, which reviewed such matters. While Levy was initially convicted in 2010, the conviction was overturned in 2015, and prosecutors declined to retry the case in 2016, leading to the release of the primary suspect, Ingmar Guandik. Susan Levy stated she felt a strong intuitive connection between her and her daughter's death and potential that CIA involvement after attending a UFO conference. And I believe it was Contact in the Desert that she mentioned. So you could find this on News Nation. A theory Harvard professor Avi Loeb noted could not be judged due to the significant uncertainty surrounding both the case and the UFO knowledge. Yeah. Yeah, and it was tough. It was a tough watch to see. You can see here. Here we go. Oh, it's even on TMZ here. But yeah, check that out. And it makes me wonder, could there be? But yeah, I don't know. Had some interesting stuff sent to me earlier today, and I won't mention who sent it. And let's see. I'm gonna give it a shot and see if I could pull this up. Hopefully I'm able to do this. Let's see. Let's go over here. Here we go. All right. So Let's give this a shot. So I guess this is part of the files that have been released. As you can see there, Department of War. And I took a brief look at it, read most of it. I was pretty blown away. I was like, whoa, if this is some of the files being released, this is interesting, because I know a lot of people have been saying, oh, well, you know, some of the stuff that they've released so far, it's not all that. And I'm still like, okay, cool. They gave something. Who knows what it is? Might be another rabbit hole, wormhole. But they're giving something. So something better than nothing, right? So we got to take what we got. And so let me try and stop saying so and pull this up so I could zoom in on it. All right. How do I do this? Okay, yeah, like this. Here we go. Boom. Gonna make that bigger like that. And then I think from here, might be able to check the monitor. So you could read report number, and there's that there. Cool. Highlights. There's the date of the report there. And it says date of encounter, 12th January 1994. Time of encounter, 23:17 hours. Local, location of encounter, Nevada test and training range grid. You got the coordinates there. And then what else? Reporting unit is U.S. Army, 2nd Reconnaissance, Unit Task Force, Lancer. And so it's not letting me. I want to stop the highlight. Thank you. And it says executive summary. So I'll read a little of this. This is on 12th January 1994 at approximately 23:17 hours. A non-terrestrial humanoid entity was encountered by a U.S. Army reconnaissance patrol during a routine perimeter sweep in the Nevada test and training range. The entity appears to be a bipedal female form, humanoid with feline. Yep. Feline. So is that the Lyrans? Lyrans came to mind. I mean, I don't know. I've heard people talk about this. I have never seen a Lyran. Although I'm a lion, conquering lion. So feline characteristics, including external ear appendages and a quadril appendage. The entity exhibited intelligence, communicated in English, and displayed non-hostile behavior, which is great. That's cool. The entity was temporarily detained, medically examined, and later released at approximately 0430 hours on the 13th of January, 1994. And it says here, encounter details. While on patrol, the unit observed a faint silhouette approximately 70 meters east of their position. The entity emerged from behind a rocky outcrop, some boulders, and appeared unarmed. Initial impression suggested a human female, but closer observation revealed non-human characteristics. The entity spoke first, stating, and in quotes here, "Please do not be afraid. I mean you no harm." The entity identified herself as N7 and stated she was not from your world, in quotations. Further conversation was conducted, and it says see Appendix A transcript. So there's a few more sections here. There's a subject description, medical examination summary, communication, disposition, entity statements. and a few other boxes down here. So super interesting. And a big thank you for sending me this. This is, I'm totally interested in this type of stuff. Is this, legit from them? I think so. Is the encounter legit? I mean, makes me wonder. All right. So there is that. And we're going to go ahead and stop sharing that. I don't know. I think that was pretty interesting. Some interesting stuff there. What do you think? Let us know in the comments. Yeah, drop a comment. Don't be shy. And I appreciate those that do drop comments. Tickle the algorithm. Put a thumbs down if you don't like it. And good to know, Digger Dog, says Juliana. Looks like another data drop on Friday, it looks like. All right. Good to know, Digger Dog. Welcome on in again. If did I miss you earlier? And also, I've been still checking out the website, still diving into, what is it? Yes, U.S. Department of War. We pulled that up on the last stream, took a little sneak peek around, seen some images, and I guess I'll keep digging around there. I'm sure a lot of you are, and will be hopefully getting more information like this. Good evening. What up, Jason Finchster? Good to see you, brother. Hope you're having a good start to your week. And blessings, says Elder Medicine Bear Claw. We'll hang here for a few more minutes. We'll get ready to wrap it up here soon. Yeah, the UFO world. Oh my goodness, it's been crazy. And I know maybe you don't see me maybe in other channels like that, but I listen and I see what's been going on, and it is, I think it's even crazier than the whole Patterson Gimlin situation over here. Two different situations happening right now in this time, and it's just wild stuff. So yeah, get a grip, folks. Take it easy. Yeah. It's easy to get the feathers ruffled, you know what I'm saying? Get the Speedos or the panties in a bunch. That's not good. What else? Man, I know there's some other Bigfoot news I'm probably missing out. Let me take a quick little look here before we head on out. All right, Jonacide.'s got it lit. Oh, yeah, we finally received, after like a week, some packages from Amazon. And so, yeah, we've been gearing up, got some new gadgets. We're going to put them to use. We got some new gear as well. The truck, we're blessing the truck up with some new gear as well. Yeah, the truck's needed some TLC for quite a minute, and it's time now. So I'm excited for that. And, that's our ticket, our ticket into the woods, into the desert, into wherever we need to go. So we got to make sure we take care of it. And thank goodness we're getting on top of that. So, yeah. Also, let's see, before we head out. Yeah, it's slipping me. I know as soon as I hang up here, oh yeah, look, there goes the camera. I'm going to be like, darn, that's what it was. So anyway, we're going to hit our outro here. Thank you all for hanging out. Stay tuned for that special guest we're going to be having coming up. And we are out. Oh yeah, we got to hit play. Duh.